Hey, this is LeAnne Carswell with the Expert Real Estate Team. So thank you for checking out my very first market update. I'm really excited. It's something that I hope to do every month to keep you updated on what's going on in Greenville, Spartanburg, the upstate, with the real estate market. So I invite you to share. I invite you to comment. And would love to hear some things that would make this more valuable to you as the consumer, whether you're buying a home or selling a home. So what I would like to start out with is a couple of things, just kind of giving you a national view as to what's going on. These slides are provided by something that I subscribe to. It's called Keeping Current Matters, and it's great information. So with this first slide, I wanted to kind of point out that home appreciation has been doing very well in 2018. So we're at about 5.6 average for appreciation, but we are still going to be appreciating into the 2020 time. The appreciation they project will be slowing down. So the next slide I want to show you is the year-over-year housing supply. So up until June, the housing supply, it was a total seller's market. So in June, the builders finally started catching up with the demand that's out there, and that's really gonna go more to your local market in that standpoint. So I wanted to show you the absorption rates. And absorption rates are how fast or how slow the market absorbs certain price points. So if you're 1 to 5 months, it's a seller's market. If you're 5 to 6 months, you're at a normal market. And if you're over 6 months, then you're in a buyer's market. So back when the market shifted, everything was a buyer's market, and buyers were very full of themselves, is a nice way to say it. And they were walking around going, I can get a mortgage, and if you don't take my offer, somebody else will. So things have changed. All that inventory has been absorbed. And right now in the Greenville MLS, if you're looking in the 100,000 and under price point, there's 2 months worth of inventory, which means it is a seller's market. It actually stays a seller's market up until about 250,000. And then from 250 to 450, you're at a normal market. And then from 450 and up, those buyers can still be a little uppity and full of themselves because there's just more inventory than there are buyers. So I think that's very interesting, and it's very local. That's the Greenville right now. Spartanburg is similar. You get to a normal market between 200,000 and 300,000, and once you get to 300,000, then you're in a buyer's market in Spartanburg MLS. So it's a little bit sluggish or slower in Spartanburg. So I think that's really neat information. The next thing I want to show you is sellers. So if you are thinking about selling your home, of course a realtor is going to say list it right away, but I really mean it. I would list it right away. So right now inventory is really low. We've been struggling pretty much all year with inventory. So, but in the spring, because most buyers come on the market April, May, and June. So that's when you have the most, what's the word I'm looking for? The most inventory. You've got the most competition that you're competing with. So December, January, February, all really good months. March, to get on the market and get sold and get out ahead of that curve when everybody thinks is the best time to put your home on the market. Actually, if you look at our market, we have had 25% of our sales in this fourth quarter. So historically, In the fourth quarter from 2016, we've had 26% of our sales in the fourth quarter. In 2017, almost 21%. In 2018 is 25%. So houses sell during the third quarter, and then looking up to the first quarter of this year, we had 22% of our sales in our office was in the first quarter. So don't think that, you know, you've only got a little window to sell your property, because right now is a good time, a really good time to be out there. So no waiting. 14, inventory levels. This is kind of another slide with the same information. Inventory levels kind of start to peak. So December, January, February are all, you know, good times to get moving on the market. Your sweet spot, December, January, February, you don't have as many houses you're competing with. So when you're the only game in town, you know, buyers got to choose what buyers got to choose. So even though you might be decorated for the holidays, don't let that slow you down. So just rip off the Band-Aid and do it. Let's get you rolling before you have to compete with a lot more, because your price will suffer. Another reason you may want to go ahead and do that is mortgage rates. So I'm sure if you can breathe and have a TV, you've heard that the Fed wanted to raise interest rates 4 times next year. I think they back down to 3 times. But either way, rates are going to go up in 2019. So every 1% the rate goes up impacts what you can buy if you're a buyer. So if you're thinking about buying a home and rates go up 1%, that impacts what you can buy 10%. So if you're buying a $300,000 home, that's $30,000 that it impacts how much house you can buy. So when you think about it in those terms, you know, instead of buying a $300,000 house, you're buying a $270,000 house. So keep that in mind, and let's get you pre-qualified, get you pre-approved, and get you out there. Let's see. Something else I thought was interesting. Renting was got really high back in 2016. Rents had really gone up. So they've kind of eased off a little bit, but it is still 26% more expensive to rent than it is to buy. So think about that, 26%, that is a lot of money. Let's see. Then one other thing I wanted to point out to you is we have available to us, whether you're thinking of buying or thinking of selling, but if you're one of those folks who like to do all the research that you can, I'm one of those folks. We have winter buyer and seller guides available. So if that's something you would like, reach out to someone here at the Expert Real Estate Team. You can reach us at 864-895-9791. Or online, it is expertrealestateteam.com. So you can reach out to any one of us and we can get you those buyer or seller guides. Again, I would love some feedback to hear what you think of the market, what's going on with the market, what kind of questions you have, what kind of value and answers I can provide to you guys, because I do this every day and I know you don't. So, I just kind of sometimes assume everybody knows. So I would really love to hear your questions, love to hear your comments, and we would love to welcome you into being a raving fan. And if you don't know what a raving fan is at the Expert Real Estate Team, give us a call and we'll update you on that. So it's got a lot of perks to it. At any rate, I hope you have a great holiday season, and we will see you in January.